So the decision is official. Nalini, Rajiv Gandhi's assassin, is not going to be released. With us on the debate this evening on that subject, on whether that should have been a subject of debate at all or not, because there are strong views on Nalini's release. Dr. Subramanian Swamy is joining us from Chennai. Thank you. Ram Jethmalani is joining us from New Delhi. Manish Tiwari is with us from New Delhi. May I begin by first asking you, Subramanian Swamy, what is your position on this vexed debate that we have had on whether Nalini Murugan should or cannot be released?
Well, what is my position is been stated in the court that she is been convicted for Rajiv Gandhi's assassination by the Supreme Court with a death sentence. And that death sentence is being not executed by a clemency order of the governor. That's all she is entitled to. And therefore, under the law, she cannot now ask for what those who are sentenced to the life imprisonment would be entitled to be considered after 14 years.
And Mr. Subramanian Swamy, Mr. Swamy, 272 life convicts have been freed since 2006. Why not Nalini? Under Article 161 of the Constitution, she can be granted clemency. In fact, there are two safety valves for her. Article 72 and Article 171, the President and the Governor's powers. So legally, you are in the wrong.
You can quote the Constitution, but you come to court and fight it. In the court, I am fighting. In fact, even those convicts who are released, only this morning I was before the Chief Justice arguing this matter, and is now been listed for final hearing on June 14th. So this is a gross misuse of Article 161 and 72. And you can't go on giving it on a wholesale basis or to all those who commit heinous crimes. How can you talk about fighting terrorism if you are going to do this kind of leniency?
No, there are all kinds of arguments.
Why the Congress Party is not taking a stand?
No, there are lots of long-standing cases. I'm only playing devil's advocate with you. There are lots of long-standing cases. Nalini is not the only one. She is a high-profile one. Is Subramanian Swamy right when he says no question, not just in Nalini's case, but in all? He's taking a hardline position tonight.
I personally think that compassion is a part of our judicial system and administration of justice. You cannot have justice without clemency, and if clemency is a part of our judicial system, then I think this poor girl ought to be released, and as speedily as possible. But you must bear in mind that she was indoctrinated and subject to the power of a terrorist organization. Now, therefore, she cannot possibly be credited with completely existence of a free will in her. She has been subjected to an enormous compulsion, and the benefit of which must, at least in the matter of sentence, go to her.
Mr. Jethmalani, it is going to set the wrong precedent. The crime is too heinous for all the humanitarian grounds to be implemented.
I'm sorry, you are not. Look, that's a political judgment which should be left to the government. Particularly, what do the members of the Rajiv Gandhi family think? If they think, for example, that compassion should be shown in this case, that will go a long way to secure the clemency for this girl.
But that has been the case. In fact, after Priyanka Gandhi's visit, Manish Tiwari, after Priyanka Gandhi's visit to Nalini, that was the impression. That's what Ram Jethmalani is saying this evening. That after the visit particularly, there was a feeling if the members of the family have forgiven her, then compassion should be shown. Then greater humanitarian gestures should be shown. Yes.
If Mr. Jethmalani has finished, allow me to just address two issues. You see, let's not mix up the geopolitics with the legal. Insofar as the legal issue is concerned, yes, Mr. Subramanian Swamy is absolutely correct that there are powers available to the government under the Constitution, and as you rightly pointed out, Article 161 and Article 72. But in addition to that, there is also a procedure which is laid down in the Criminal Procedure Code, Section 432 to 435, if I remember correctly, as to how such petitions need to be dealt with. There was a petition which was before the Tamil Nadu government or the appropriate statutory authority. after applying its mind to it, they have come to a certain conclusion, and be that as it may. So therefore, I don't think it calls for interference, or it calls for a political rejoinder on something which is essentially a legal process.
Mr. Manish Tiwari, putting a postulation out tonight here on the news, that unless the whole truth about Rajiv Gandhi's assassination becomes credible, until every citizen of this country knows exactly what happened, every sequence of events, the release of Nalini would be unjustified and some say suspicious. Subramanian Swamy, may I draw you in on that?
Well, therefore, I am saying, why can't they take a stand on this issue? We know the legal process. They have to take a stand. I don't see any compassion shown for Nathuram Godse. I never saw any compassion shown for Satwant Singh. Why should suddenly Nalini be shown so much compassion?
Respond,
that is
Mr. Tiwari.
The mysterious part where Congress has to take a stand.
Respond, Mr. Tiwari. There is too much happening behind the curtains on the Nalini affair.
May I just draw Mr. Subramanian Swamy's attention towards the fact that there is a process which has to be followed. That process has come to a certain determination, so be that as it may for the time being.
The question is therefore to Mr. Jethmalani, who was talking a lot about the humanitarian part of it. Mr. Jethmalani, in this case we are told the probation officer in Nalini's jail said she has displayed good behavior, that she has served 19 years in jail. Now God forbid if we were to come to a situation where Afzal Guru has displayed good behavior,